Alrighty, so I want to thank everyone for coming out today to the Analyzing Facebook Ads and Insights webinar. For today, we will go over a quick introduction on the Digital Service Squad, and then we're going to go jump right into some of the most important ad metrics, the most common ones that you'll be seeing when you create a Facebook ad. And then we're going to walk you through an overview of Facebook Business Suite, which is a new platform that Facebook came out with in 2020. And then Bailey's going to walk you through Facebook Ads Manager. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chloe Nadrowski, and I'm part of the Digital Service Squad team here in Haldeman County. Bailey Gardine is here with me today, and so is Leo. Bailey is going to be walking me through, like I mentioned, Facebook Ads Manager, and Leo will be running some webinars in the coming weeks. So we are a group of students that goes throughout Haldeman County helping out local businesses with any digital needs. For example, we can help you out with setting up a Google My Business listing. We can help you out with anything social media and some things for your websites. Or if there's anything in that realm, feel free to reach out to us and we will try to help you out to the best we can. So the first metric that you're going to see quite often is reach. So this is the number of people who have seen your ad at least once. So reach is different than impressions, which may include multiple views of your ads by the same people, but this is an estimate. Reach is an estimate based on the number of individual people that you're going to see your ad. So in creating your ad, you'll see a potential reach number sort of shown here in this image. When you're creating your ad and you're defining that audience, you're going to see that number pop up, which again is an estimate. You're also going to see a number for estimated daily results in terms of your budget. So it's going to ultimately come down to your daily budget. So the higher your budget, the higher the estimated your daily results will be. So for example, this is what will come up if you're going to pick some of the main towns in Haldeman County. So the estimated reach is approximately 140,000 people that are on Facebook within these areas. So I just wanted to show this quick example here of what it will look like when you're picking out your audience and seeing that potential reach size. The second metric is impressions. As mentioned before, this is the total number of times your ad was shown. So it could be more than once for one person. And that kind of carries us over into frequency and how it's calculated. So frequency is the average number of times each individual has seen your ad. So according to Facebook, the optimal ad frequency is between 1 to 2 exposures. They say that you don't want to really go over that 3.4 average exposures just because you create that ad blindness or ad fatigue where people either get sick and tired of seeing your ad, or they've seen it so many times that it doesn't really like pop out in their mind or register. They just will keep scrolling and not even notice it because they've seen it so many times. So you can calculate frequency by impressions divided by reach. So it's a super important number to calculate just to make sure you're not over presenting your ad to people and exposing it too much. So metric number 4 is link clicks. So this is the number of clicks on links within the ad. So it's pretty straightforward that took your customer to a landing page or a specified destination off Facebook. So to calculate your cost per link click, it's just the average cost. It's just the average amount spent on the ad divided by link clicks. So it's fairly straightforward. On the right-hand side, that graphic just shows that, you know, in your labeled ad button, there can be a link there. So if they clicked on learn more, it may take you to the website, or you can have a link in the description of your ad at the top there in that first part. So either way, either of those count for link clicks, and you can calculate that. Metric number 6 is leads. So this is the number of people who signed up on your landing page after clicking on your Facebook ad. So for example, if you were advertising for the goal of getting customers to join your emailing list, a lead would be someone who signed up by clicking on the link and then typing in their information on that landing page. So to calculate your cost per lead, This is just, again, your amount spent, but this time divided by the number of leads that you received from your ad. So you should not, they say a rule of thumb is you should not pay more than $2.50 per lead, but this also can change depending on the products that you're selling. So you can kind of gauge that off of your own opinion on what's worth it to you in terms of finding those customers that are seriously interested in your product. So lastly, your conversion rate. So what is a conversion rate? So this is the percentage of time customers click on the link and follow through with the sign up or make a purchase. So basically what you're converting them to do what you're asking them to do. So in this case, an example could be, like I mentioned before, having them sign up on the emailing list on your landing page for wherever that link takes you. So this is calculated by link clicks divided by leads. So it's basically, like I mentioned, it's the amount of people that actually follow through with what they're doing. So not only just clicking on the link, but then also doing whatever that landing page is asking, or if it's a shop, then following through with the purchase. So they say that your conversion rate should be at least 10% in order to, show that your ad is being effective and it's drawing in the right people that are seriously interested in your product. So I'm just going to walk you through a couple examples here to kind of emphasize the difference in metrics, because often we get a question that'll be like, is my ad performing well? But it's not, it's more, is it performing well for your business? Is this what you wanted out of your ad? Is this your goal, kind of thing? And it differs depending on, what products you're selling and stuff like that. So this first example is going to be a business that sells clothing as a main product, priced anywhere from $30 to $300. So metric results number one. So this business spent $200 on the ad. They reached 40,000 people, and their impressions were 80,000 people. So your frequency is going to be that 80,000 impressions divided by your 40,000 reach, which equals approximately 2 times the ad was shown to each person. So this number is still within a good range. Like mentioned before, 1 to 2 times is a great exposure number. So we're good with that. And then link clicks is 200. So cost per link click is the $200 spent on the ad divided by 200 link clicks, which is $1 per link click. So again, that's a number that falls within a good range. The number of leads that we're getting from these link clicks is 100. So cost per lead is $200 divided by the 100 leads, which is $2 per lead. And then our conversion rate is our 100 leads divided by 200 link clicks. So we're going to get a conversion rate of 50%, which is really high. That's just saying every other person that clicks on your link is actually going to follow through with the purchase, or like the example of signing up on an emailing list. So the second group of metrics is, again, they're spending $200 on the ad. This time they're only reaching 5,000 people, but there's 20,000 impressions. So it's going to give us a frequency or ad exposure of 4 per person on average. So this is a little bit higher. This is a little bit riskier. You might be overexposing your ad and causing some ad blindness. So this is a little bit of a red flag here. It's quite a high number for frequency. So I would not, so again, it's important to calculate these things to make sure that you're not exposing it too much. In this case, they had 20 link clicks. So the cost per link click is $10 per click. It's the $200 spent on the ad divided by 20. And then the leads, this time is 5. Cost per lead is 200 divided by 5, which is $40 per lead. And our conversion rate is 5 leads divided by 20 link clicks, which is 25%. So this conversion rate is still great. Like I said, it's over that 10%. So it's still I would say this ad is still performing well. The only thing is that your cost per lead is quite high this time. If you're selling a $30 product, if your customer is going to your website and just buys a $30 product, but it costs you $40 to get that lead, then you're actually losing $10. So you want to be careful there in terms of your cost per lead. And same with your link click, $10 per link click is also quite high. So this group of metrics results are a little bit, they're riskier. So I would say this ad is not performing well on the right-hand side for option two. Like I said, the cost per click is quite high. The cost per lead is very high, but very high in terms of the products you're selling are anywhere from $30 to $300. So that lead percentage there to get in that person is quite a high percentage in terms of what the products are worth. So you just want to watch that and gauge it based off of that. The second example is a business that sells boats that range anywhere from $2,000 to $100,000. The amount spent on the ad is $1,000. Your reach is 100,000 people. Your impressions is 300,000 people. So your frequency is going to be those impressions divided by reach, which is 1.5. So that's a good number that falls in our range between 1 and 2. So it's getting good exposure, not too much, not too little. The link clicks are 250. So cost per link click is $4 per click. Your leads are 100, and your cost per lead is then $1,000 spent on the ad divided by the 100 leads that you got. So it's $10 per lead. So like I mentioned before, when you're selling a product worth a significant amount, the cost per lead can be higher and still worth it. It just depends on, you know, what your customers are buying. So if you're advertising for a boat that's worth thousands of dollars, then your cost per lead might be worth it to you to have it a little bit more. For example, $10 or $15 or $20, that it might be worth it. So it always depends on the ad, what you're selling and what your business is. And then also the conversion rate for this ad is 40%. So 100 people out of 250 people actually followed through and either made a purchase or signed up on an emailing list for newsletters or what have you. So that's kind of just wanted to show you that even though the numbers may be higher, if it's a business that's selling something more expensive, it still might be worth it to spend that extra amount to get those people that are those customers that you call leads that are seriously interested in a product. So now I'm going to walk you through Facebook Business Suite. So like mentioned before, it's a newer platform that Facebook came out with in 2020. And the purpose of it is to connect all your accounts. So for example, Facebook and Instagram, a lot of businesses have both accounts and they have them linked. But the common issue is, you know, you're getting messages from customers on both of them, and it's hard to keep track of where they're coming in. And you don't want to miss a message and not respond to a customer. So having it all filter into one place is the convenience of this platform. So another thing is it is available as a mobile app, or you have access on a desktop, which I'm going to show you right now and walk you through the desktop view. Okay, so this is Facebook Business Suite, what the homepage looks like. I'm using the Grand Erie Business Center as an example. So the homepage here, it's going to give you your posts, any updates. We don't have any updates right now. On the right-hand side, you're going to see some general insights. So your Facebook page reach in the past, this is last 28 days, your Instagram reach, and then also your audience insights. So Facebook likes, Instagram followers. You can see more there, click into more of them. There's lots of insights. But for the sake of time for this webinar, I'm just going to go through sort of all the main headings here on the left-hand side and show you what's in each. So for your activity, this just keeps track of all your new likes and interactions and stuff with your posts. Instagram would be coming in here as well, but Grand Erie Business Center doesn't have any Instagram notifications right now. So you're going to see all of your newer updates in here and activity in terms of your posts and your pages and stuff like that. Inbox is, like I mentioned before, the real convenience of this app. So as you can see here on where my mouse is, these are Facebook Messenger messages, and then these are Instagram direct messages. So you're going to get them all filter into one inbox, which is really convenient. And then you can also keep them separated if you would like. So if you just want Messenger or you just want Instagram, you can also separate them. One of the tools that businesses have been using more and more often is the instant replies. So here we can set these up. Grand Erie Business Center has one set up right now. And on the right-hand side here, the example is, hi, thanks for contacting us. We've received your message and appreciate you reaching out. So this is a general one that a lot of businesses have. So when a customer reaches out, they know that they've at least received the message and they'll get back to you as soon as they can. So that way they're getting instant replies, as it's called, so that, they know that at some point someone's going to get back to them, and they're getting at least something in response right away. So even if, it takes a few hours for an employee to get back to them, or whatever business it is, then at least they've gotten some sort of response. You can also put on an away message. Grand Erie Business Center doesn't have that on right now, but if you happen to be closed for a period of 5 days or whatever, you could say, hi, thanks for contacting us. We've received your message. We will be closed for this period of time. We will get back to you as soon as we reopen, or whatever you come up with, just to kind of give them a heads up that you are closed, but you will get back to them as soon as you can. There's also frequently asked questions. So for frequently asked questions, what you would do is set up questions that people often ask, and then you set up the responses to them. So those questions, when they go to message you, come up as a suggested question. And then as soon as they send it, you have a response already ready to come back at them right away. So it kind of filters out some of the questions that, take a lot of time to just answer everybody. But if you have those automated ones ready to go, then it saves you a lot of time on your end. And then also, if you have appointments set up, depending on your business, you can also set up appointment reminders. So messages through Facebook Messenger or Instagram Direct, just reminding them of their appointment, if that's how your business operates, in terms of, maybe you're a massage therapist or whatever, and you have appointments set up through here. You can also have those appointment reminders set up to make sure your customers are reminded of what's going on. So next is the posts here on the left-hand side. So here we get a quick overview of some metrics or insights. And these here, just a quick look at it, are a great tool just to check, and especially in terms of boosting a post. So for those of you that don't know what a boost post is, it's basically a previous post that you've posted on your timeline that you can use as an ad. So when you boost the post, it puts that post on people's pages that don't currently like your page or have any association with it. It just basically throws it out there on new people to try and draw in new people to like your page and associate with your page. So we can see here the results of a boosted post, how largely it impacted. The people reached here is a great number, and post engagements is awesome. So it's a great example here of a boosted post. So it says boost completed. You could boost it again if you wanted to. But it's just showing, once you boosted it, you're reaching so many more people that don't even know about your page, but may be relative in terms of, they're located within the Haldimand County or nearby, and want to get Grand Erie Business Center updates. So one other thing is scheduled posts. So Grand Erie Business Center doesn't have any, but if you were interested in doing that, lays it out super nice for you, so you can see a calendar view of when you have posts coming up, and then you can also get it shown in the month view as well. So if you're planning out your month and you want to plan out 1 or 2 posts a week, you can have that option as well, just to view it and lay it out to make sure you're not posting too much, or giving a time period of 2 weeks where you don't post at all. So having that option is really convenient when in terms of laying out your social media posts and stuff. So this is your ads center. So here you can create an ad if you want, but I'm going to let Bailey kind of go in more detail on Facebook Ads Manager in terms of that. So you can, like I said, you can create an ad in here. And some metrics will appear, but I'll let Bailey go into Facebook Ads Manager a little bit more in depth with that. So in terms of insights, we get some overviews here in terms of Facebook reach, Instagram reach, and stuff like that. So you can get all of these reports if you would like, but we're just going to look at the common ones here. So you've got your percentage of Facebook page likes in terms of men and women and their age, and then same with Instagram. So it's always great to look at, who's looking at your posts, who's liking your page, stuff like that. So these are just great things to come in here and check. And Bailey will go over this a little bit more in depth in terms of your audience, choosing your audience and stuff like that. So just a few more views here. So in terms of audience, we have our cities. So the percentage of Instagram followers and Facebook page likes in terms of where they're located. So again, this is convenient just to check in and see where your viewers are coming from. And lastly, we have more tools. So this here is kind of your main spot where if you want to go jump to your actual page, you can view your page, you can update your page settings, you can go into events manager, your business settings, you can check your billing if you're wanting to print off receipts for your Facebook ads, you can go into your audiences that Bailey will show you, and then also manage your appointments, ads reporting, ads manager, ad account settings. So there's all of these things in here that I'm not going to go in depth with just because of time today, but they're all here for you to utilize. I'm going to show you ads reporting really quickly just to show you those metrics that previously discussed here early in the webinar, where you can utilize them and kind of create a table to compare those metrics. So over here on the right-hand side, you're going to see customized pivot table. And by the way, it took us into Ads Manager for this, just to let you know. So we jumped out of Facebook Business Suite and we're now in Facebook Ads Manager. So on the right-hand side, you're going to see metrics and you're going to click on that. So it first gives you options for the most popular metrics. So we went over impressions, we went over reach, we went over frequency, link clicks. So these are all your main ones, but it also has a bunch of custom ones. So you've got your performance here. So you've got a bunch here. There's a ton of metrics in here. So I'm just going to quickly scroll through them that you can click on as long as they're relevant and the Facebook has data on that for your ad. Then you can select them and customize a table to compare the data and see how your ad's performing. So I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to pass it over to Bailey. Like I mentioned before, if you have questions, feel free to ask, or you can wait till the end and ask them if they don't come up yet. But I'm going to pass it over to Bailey now to show you a bit more about Facebook Ads Manager.
So good morning, everyone. I just want to thank you all again for joining us today. So we're going to go over Ad Manager on a very basic level. So if you have more specific questions that I don't cover today, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chloe or myself for assistance in the future. Ad Manager is a tool found within Facebook Business Suite, which we were just in with Chloe. You don't have to use Ad Manager to create ads, but this is where all the information for ads is. And it's also the place where you can create some more high-level ads, like carousel ads and other things like that. Ad Manager is designed to be used by anyone, regardless of skill level. And it's where you have the ability to create, edit, and adjust ad campaigns. And you'll be able to see all the different analytics that Chloe was just mentioning earlier in the presentation. So you might be wondering why you should use Ad Manager instead of the Quick Ads feature or the Ad Center on Business Suite. Well, you should use Ad Manager if you want to duplicate an ad campaign quickly that would have the same metrics and the same elements such as audience or reach, or even payment. So if you want to spend the same amount of money on the same ad campaign, you can duplicate that within Ad Manager. It's also where you're able to quickly view and analyze the different metrics like reach and conversion in one place, and you can have them in one table within Ad Manager. So before moving forward, I just want to go over some key terms for Ad Manager. So there's a difference between a campaign, an ad set, and an ad. A campaign is a group of ads or an ad or multiple ad sets that has a advertising objective, such as gain more followers or increase traffic to your websites. An ad set is a group of ads that have the same settings for how, when, and where they run. They also usually have the same settings for budget. And then an ad is an individual paid message that you're likely to see on your general Facebook feed. And then I also have bid and cost cap. So bid is what you're willing to pay to achieve your desired objective from your campaign, where the cost cap is the higher limit of what you are willing to actually spend within a campaign. And the once you put the cost cap in, your campaign will not go above it. So now I'm going to leave this presentation to open up Ads Manager. And I'm just going to open up Business Suite. So if I'm going too quickly, please just unmute yourself or put in your chat and let me know, and we can slow down a little bit. So we're in the Grand Erie Business Center's Business Suite, just as we were with Chloe. And to get into Ad Manager, you're going to scroll down on the left-hand side and go to More Tools. And then you're going to see Ad Manager here, and you're going to click into it. So the first thing you're going to see is the previous campaigns that you've run. And you can also see the ad sets and the individual ads. You can use this tool to target who sees your ads, which is in, so in here you can see the different elements of your ad, such as whether the ad is completed or if it's still running. You can see the bid strategy, the budget, and also if you scroll over, you can see the results, so the reach and impressions. So you can't see this just in here, but when you run your ads, you should be able to. And you'll also be able to see the amount spent on each ad and when it ran for. And in here, you're also able to edit how this is displayed under the columns. So if this is just the performance of each ad, but you can also choose the engagement, the conversion rate, all those different things that Chloe was also mentioning. And you're also able to download this data into a report, so into a data table, which might be relevant for receipt purposes. So next we're going to look at just where to find your billing. So Chloe briefly mentioned it, but so if you go into billing, you're going to be able to see, and let's look at lifetime. So in here, you're going to be able to see all the invoices you have for ads, the amount billed, and whether you've paid it or not, and how you paid it. So let's go back out. Next, we're going to take a quick look at audience. So the audience, you're able to create a custom audience that you want to be able to see your ads. And this is very important because there are specific types of people that'd be more willing to make purchases or use your service, and you want to target those people. So there's a couple custom audiences in here that are already saved. So let's just review those quickly. So as you can see on here, the location that's been set is within Canada, obviously, and within 25 miles of Guelph, Hamilton, St. Catharines, and Ancaster, between the ages of 13 to 65. And because this is for a volleyball club, it would be with people who have interests in volleyball or beach volleyball. And you can see over here that the size of that audience is 300,000 people. And then you can apply these custom audiences to a specific ad. So let's say, just for an example, you are a paint store in Dunnville. Now your location you'd probably adjust to be Halton County and also maybe Niagara region. Maybe you would adjust the age to be slightly older, maybe 25 to 65 plus. And then for people who match, you don't have to just have interests. You could also put people who match certain life events. So maybe people who just bought a house are more likely to click on an ad for a paint store. So you can add that, or you can add newly married. you have a lot of customability within creating an audience, and that's very useful for creating ads. So the last thing we're going to look at is audience insights, which is probably what will help you create this custom audience. So it's very similar to what Chloe was just going through on insights, but this gives you a bit more information. So if you scroll down to analyze and report, audience insights is right here. And this is just a general overview of everyone that uses Facebook, but when you go into your own ads manager, you'll be able to see your specific page. So this is where you can see as I said, the demographics of the people who interact with your page. And this is very important information to tailor your ads and your content to these people, so it appeals to them. And it will also give you a good idea of the gaps within your audience that you might want to fill. So we're going to go through some of the key features in here. So the demographics is the same just as what Chloe was showing us, but it also has relationship status, education level, and job title if they have that listed on Facebook. So that might be important to your store and how you target ads. You can also see page likes. So what are the top pages that are liked by the people that also interact with your page, which might be important to see what is also appealing to them. Location, this is going to show within the United States because it's just showing people on Facebook in general, but you'll be able to see specific locations, probably most likely within Haldeman, that is attracting people, that people from your page are where they live. And then finally, there is activity, which shows how active your page users are, whether they have interacted with posts in the last 30 days and whether they're active. So it's one thing to have a lot of likes on Facebook, but if a lot of your page likes are coming from accounts that aren't active, then it's kind of pointless to run an ad because you're just running ads on people who might not see them. And it also shows device users. And the more that you use your Facebook page and the more that you run ads, the more accurate and the more information will be within these audience insights. So as I said, this was a very basic overview of Ad Manager. If you have any more in-depth questions or have questions about advanced tools such as Pixel or like more reports, please, or even the Commerce Manager, which is building stores, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chloe or myself. We would be happy to sit down with you one-on-one. It's just that that's a little outside the scope of this webinar at this time. So we're going to get back in here and come on. And we're now going to open the floor for questions if anyone has them. If you don't have any questions, that's all good. Thank you everyone for coming today. Chloe and I will stay on for a little bit longer if you want to ask questions in the when maybe less people are here, but we would just also like to say that there's some helpful links within this slide deck because we're going to send it to you afterwards today, and also some upcoming webinars that we're hosting. So on Monday, we're having an all about Instagram, which is showing how to transfer your Instagram into a business account. And we're also having a social media planning webinar and a videography webinar, which will deal with how to edit some videos onto a basic editing software. So thank you everyone for coming today. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to unmute or put in the chat right now your questions. But thank you everyone once again.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Chloe, are there any questions in the chat, or I just see that they popped up?
Not right now. But I just wanted to say again, yes, thank you everyone for coming out today. And like Bailey mentioned, if you have any more questions that you're not thinking about right now, that come up in the future, feel free to reach out. We're always here to help you out. So we'll look into whatever you're wanting. So yeah, thanks again for coming out.
So, yeah, okay.
Heather has a question.
Okay.
Is audience location determined where someone lives or location when they are in Facebook?
Like I would assume it would be where they're actually on the computer from, as opposed as to like if they're say like I live in Caledonia, but they're actually in like Dunville, or they say like I live in Hamilton, but they're actually in Caledonia, like on their page. I would say it's actually by um, like where they're currently using the internet from, right, Chloe?
Yeah, we can confirm that too, Heather. That's a good question. Honestly, I've never had to look into that, so I definitely will, but I would say the same as Bailey, but we'll confirm that with you.
Oh, do you want to end the recording, Chloe?